What's going on, everybody? It's just another day in the kitchen, back with another episode, and in today's video we got the latest merch from Opium's very own Destroy Lonely in support of his latest album, Love Lasts Forever. Now before we get started, I want to give a special shout out to the homie Strain Beats who's been cooking up the beats for these videos, so make sure you guys check them out. And while you're here, you might as well drop a like and subscribe and join our free Discord to stay up to date with the latest and the greatest. Shout out to all of my chefs in there. Now, just a couple of days ago, I dropped the following video in which I cooked up a review of the first wave of pre-order merch in support of this new album, and I mentioned in that video hoping that he would drop some new merch when the album officially dropped. So with that said, Lone would of course drop an all-new collection just yesterday on August 30th in support of the album, with the first piece being of course an autographed or signed edition of the CD, which you can't beat for $12 and naturally sold out very quickly. So if you're able to get your hands on that one, let us know in the comments, because I'm happy for you, but I'm jealous as hell, bruh. And before I go any further, I want to give a shout out to my chef, Sayron Fam, for suggesting this video. Now next up we have the following BBY or Baby Money branded football jersey, and the first thing that sticks out to me is the branding, which I'm pretty sure is modeled after Everlast, which is of course an athletics brand which has been around for decades now. And while I might be reaching, I feel like it makes even more sense given that this has to do with athletics and this being a football or soccer jersey. Now, as far as the shipping times on this piece in particular, they do give us a suggested date of October 25th, which is a good 2 months out from now essentially, so if you plan on copping this one, definitely keep that in mind. And while I do think $90 is pretty consistent with most soccer or football jersey pricing, unfortunately we don't get much more information in terms of the product description. So I can't really speak on the quality, and nor am I seeing a size guide anywhere, so I guess we're kind of going into this one blind. Now you might be watching this video and thinking to yourself, but chef, I'm not really into soccer or football, but I still want to support my guy Lone, and he would have you covered by also dropping the following Baby Money black motocross jersey, which is also going to run you a cool $100 for the retail, and unfortunately is also lacking any kind of product description. So again, good luck with sizing, and if anything, I would maybe size up, as these tend to run a little bit more loose. And just like the football jersey we just saw, immediately giving off some Everlast vibes to me, Lone's entire collection so far is definitely reminiscent of Playboi Carti's Narcissist merch drop, which, if you guys can remember, allegedly was hacked and not supposed to be released to the public, despite us seeing several pieces of this collection circulating in the months leading up to this actual drop. And who could of course forget the expensive motocross helmet. Now with that said, and despite the obvious Carti influence, if you've been following Lone at all on his social media over the last couple of months, then you'll have noticed he's been rocking some motocross and motocross inspired outfits, and really rocking with the brand Alpine Stars, as you guys can see in this photo right here. So now that we've seen that Lone is definitely into this motocross aesthetic and vibe, then the rest of this collection honestly makes sense. And next up for purchase would be these BA or Black America branded motocross gloves, which will run you a cool $45, and again, don't feature much other information, so I can't tell you how durable these are and if they're actually safe for biking. Now, if an all-black fit isn't your style, Lone would have you covered, as there'd also be a white version of not only the motocross jersey as well as the gloves. And as for another one of my favorite pieces from this brand new collection, we have the following Mud Metal logo hoodie, which to me screams metal or black metal influence, and is of course right up my alley. As someone who grew up listening to not only rap and hip hop but also rock and metal, so while it's likely not a big deal to most fans, I always appreciate the Opium guys for blending the rock and metal influences and bringing them over into the hip hop world that we know and love today. Now, in addition to this raw Mud Metal logo hoodie, we also have the following brown hoodie that was available as part of the first wave of pre-order merch. And if wearing sleeveless hoodies is your thing, Lone would have you covered with the following cutoff hoodie, which also features the following dollar bill, $100 bill mashup, which I recognize from his Instagram stories from many months ago, in which he advertised Love Lasts Forever dropping in April. And of course, here we are with the album dropping yesterday, all the way at the end of August, or a whole 4 months later. Now, although this piece isn't really speaking to me in particular, I do want to acknowledge that I really dig the logo on the back, as it looks like a variation of the Opium logo with a slight baby money twist. Now, next up in this new collection, we have the following Infinite Love Baby Money tee, and I went ahead and translated the phrase from French, and essentially it just means love lasts forever, which is of course a play on the title of the album. And it also features the same BA or Black America branding that we saw on one of the earlier pieces on the back there. But most importantly, with this piece in particular, the retail price drops down to $40 and the shipping time is advertised as shipping by October 10th, which is of course an update over the October 24th and October 25th shipping times we saw earlier for the football and motocross jerseys. Now for this next piece, I was a little curious what the back of this one said, and it was while I was trying to zoom in on this phrase on the back here that I realized the actual price of this shirt, along with a couple of the ones prior to this one, actually jumped up to $55 without any real indication if there's simply better quality blanks being used or what the actual means are to justify the hike in price. So if you're looking for the best value, it might be one of the tees we looked at earlier for $40. And in addition to some smaller sized merch labeled as a baby tee, we also got the following Racerback tank, which is going to set you back a cool $35 and is probably one of the cheaper things from this collection, and is also shipping out on October 10th as we saw several of the other pieces. Now to wrap up the last couple of pieces in this latest collection of Destroy Lonely merch, we also have the following BA flag, which is still available for pre-order for a cool $45. And is something I'm considering picking up, especially given that the bandanas have all sold out at this time. Now, if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to know what your thoughts are on not only this latest wave of merch, but also Love Lasts Forever, the album as a whole. Because although I've seen a ton of mixed reactions to this album online, I genuinely think that this is a solid project, and I'd love to know what your favorite song is in the comments. Ultimately, I think despite being one of Cardi's proteges, Lone has been finding his own lane just fine, and I honestly can't wait to see what else he cooks up in the future. And again, I'm really relieved he ended up dropping a second wave of merch, as let's be honest, that first pre-order wave was really not it. Now, as always guys, thank you so much for cooking with the kitchen, and let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. Let me know what your favorite song is off of the album, and of course if you ended up picking up any of these new merch pieces. And as always, remember to stay safe out there, and remember, it's lit straight up, and peace.